What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Oops, my bad. Joined by SW for episode, this is 18 of State of
Oh wow.
Affairs. It's gone by
Almost
pretty
at
quickly.
20.
I know, man. It's flying by. But yeah, man, how are you doing today, bro?
Doing good.
Nice. Same
Getting
here,
through the
man.
week, busy week, but glad to catch up and
Yeah,
get some
cover.
stuff done.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny episode because none of the three stories we're going to talk about today have really, there's no like common thread in any of the three stories. It's kind of just three things
And
that
it's
are in the
almost like
news.
it's almost like a slow news week for us.
Yeah, it kind of is, exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously, I guess we can start here. There was the Minnesota shooting that happened yesterday. That's kind of what's on everyone's minds right now. Normally when we look at content, like if you're watching the show, we usually will like look at a video or something that relates to the content, but there's not a lot here. I think everybody's kind of seen like the random memes scribbled on the gun. We know it's a tranny shooter. We know it was a Catholic school. I mean,
And we
there's real,
saw Frey doing his performative grieving on the steps.
yeah, yeah, Jacob Frey, and he's what the mayor, right, of
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
Well, isn't he gonna get ousted? Because wasn't that whole thing that Stancil posted about a while back about how the Somali coalition
Oh
I
yeah,
they pulled some last minute hijinks and he was like doing his head scratching like, "Oh, I don't think this means anything. It's just a
yeah,
little
yeah.
weird."
That's right. I forgot about that. So he might be on the outs anyway. I haven't been following that super closely, but um, as far as the shooting goes, man, like I think the biggest takeaway, I guess this is kind of what our kind of meta thing about it can be on from us at least is I'm kind of glad that we're past the era of like of anytime there's a shooting, there always being like a political take to glean from it. So like in the past, it was like this was really up until like 2016, 2017. I remember that the take would always be from liberals like gun control or mental health or something like that. That lasted up until like the Parkland shooting. I would say that that was really the last big one where there
I
was
think
like a
Uvalad.
big, you think what?
If I am I saying that right? Uvalad or like
Oh, Uvalde. Yeah, yeah, Uvalde.
Uvalde.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that one did. It's just kind of like just diminishing returns every time.
That one
So
I'm full on like tinfoil hat like crazy person because there was so much about that one that was like this doesn't make sense. It's like the
see,
meme of the average gun owner barely can afford to go to the range once a
yeah,
month, and then somehow these that's a whole different rabbit
yeah. I
hole.
mean, he was like just working at a Wendy's like part time, and he had like an arsenal. I don't know. I don't have any evidence to confirm or deny that. That's just one that I kind of attribute to just like bureaucratic incompetence usually because you had the cops like standing at the doorway like hearing the kids get mowed down. So I get what you're saying though. Like
But
his
we've watched
arsenal
some
was
decent documentaries on this subject. Not this one exactly, but
yeah, 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 on a different one.
I
Maybe
think everybody kind of maybe we shouldn't say that name on YouTube and end up somewhere, but
what SH.
SH
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
SH like
If you know,
it's
you know.
if you know you know, but it's one of those things where made that was the one where I think people just like not to be gross shot their load on
No, I know what you
performative
mean.
grief.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But it is like there has been like a diminishing return on this thing. I mean, on both sides of the aisle, really, because like and Nick was talking about this on a show last night. You do have the people like Candace Owens jumping immediately to this was a CIA conspiracy. Ever heard of MK Ultra? And you have Matt Walsh treating it like it's his Super Bowl, just like drooling at the mouth,
Told
like
you so.
foaming at the mouth so he can go over the transgender issue. You have Charlie Kirk saying, "This is what the Democrats want. They want dead kids." And it's like, dude, can we just step back a little bit? Like the I think it was Scott Greer who put me on this phrase, but we do live like the takeaway for me on this shooting in particular is like we do live in an open air insane asylum. Like and it's kind of funny to me, like when you see the Europeans talk about this issue, there was a video going around of someone asking people in the UK, would you ever live in America? And all of them were like, oh no, I've never lived there. Oh, it's too dangerous. It's like what they don't understand is that we have the entire spectrum of humanity here, for better or for worse. Like, for all the highs and the lows, like we have the best people here, we have the most insane people here. We live in an open air insane asylum, and the only thing you can do because the country is so big is try to just migrate away from the insane people. But it does catch up to you sometimes. It is like I just feel like that's the nature of the country, to be honest
You
with
want
you.
to know what's really interesting, and it's something I noticed about being in Mexico City and kind of being in various neighborhoods of Mexico City. I noticed significantly virtually no encampments, and and this is a city of like 20 million people.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
I
double
probably
our yeah.
I could count on one hand the amount of schizo homeless people I saw.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like, even even like second and third world countries don't tolerate just some of the things that we're just like, it is what it is. Like there was like a Looney Tunes type story out of LA a few years ago where a homeless schizophrenic guy killed a lady with a sledgehammer while she was on her morning run. Like,
LA is terrifying, and
yeah,
I say this as somebody who has family out there. I have friends out there. I regularly traveled there once a year, twice a year for a long stretch of the 2010s. I haven't been back since pre 2020, but there's parts of that city that feel genuinely terrifying and demonic. And I'm not saying that in like a xenophobic way to like
no, yeah, yeah, I
talk
know what you
about
mean.
demographics.
No,
The
yeah.
type of homeless they have there are a
They're like
different,
feral.
yeah, like the kind who would literally walk up and hit you with a sledgehammer for no
Yes.
reason. And it's to go back to kind of Mexico City. You didn't see that, and I was in lots. I wasn't just in Polanco and downtown and nice areas. I was all over Mexico City, and even driving. Granted, I'm not trying to say I was in the slums up in the mountains
No,
and the
yeah.
favelas, but like it seems like there's something unique about a lot of American cities with just generally insane, crazy, unpredictable homeless.
Right, right. And it's even well, I wouldn't say it's carrying over because it's not like a result of it, but you're starting to see that more and more with these shooters who aren't ideological at all. And what you're left with is like I said, people like Candace and Matt Walsh trying to just like milk these shootings for like any political points they can score when really there is I mean,
There's nothing.
I'm not saying this is a cop out. There's no ideology here,
There is. I mean, the closest you could say is maybe nihilism.
Nihilism, exactly. It's like there's no political ideology here. Like to the point where you wouldn't even really consider it an act of terrorism because like it's so scatterbrained that there was no like maybe political nihilism or something, but like it's so scatterbrained that it's like there's really not much you can glean from it. So I just really don't like seeing these Matt Walsh, Charlie Kirk types just get on the timeline and try to just do like just basic bitch GOP cheerleading over like a shooting. And we're guilty of it too on the right whenever the left has their shooter. I'm not even calling this person a left or a right wing shooter. I'm just saying in the past, when the left has their shooter, we go, well, you talk about white males and guns, blah, blah, blah. But like,
Even that's so tired.
even exactly, even that's tired. And increasingly, like, there's very
It's
little
impotent.
ideology. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's,
very impotent.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
not the same. And it's just like, oh, look at those hypocrites being quiet. It's like, okay, cool, more hypocrisy pointing out.
Exactly. I'm just kind of glad that we're getting past some of these just kind of cheap political points because that's what it was for the longest time. You had Sandy Hook, you had Parkland, Uvalde a little bit,
Oh,
but to a lesser
remember the
extent.
girl we covered last episode? The like kind of cute, but the cute girl
But the
with the
psycho,
annoying video
yes,
with the annoying. She went to Parkland and she was there during that
of
time.
course she was, dude. Of course she was,
That
man.
was some weird lore to learn.
Dude, that's crazy. Actually, that's kind of that gets
I think she posted that on Twitter a while back, and of course, somebody on the frog side said, "Oh, so you're a crisis actor?"
That's so funny. That does get my my schizo brain moving a little bit. It's like, wait, she was she was at Parkland, and you hear that all the time too, like with these like not child actors, but like these people who rise to prominence as children, they'll go, "My cousin was actually at Sandy Hook." I'm like, "Hold on a minute." You know what I mean?
There's a weird story up. I think his name's Jake Johnson. He was on New Girl and he's been in some other movies. He's from like the Chicago burbs, and he told this really weird story. And granted, he maybe he's lying, and he's an actor. That's what they do. But
Right.
he told this crazy story because he said his mom was a little crazy, and she had a really bad feeling, and like didn't let him go to school one day for like some crazy reason, and then sure enough, some crazy lady went to that school and like shot a bunch of kids.
Of course. Yeah, it's there's always some weird story like
It's
that.
really weird how it's very isolated. It reminds me kind of those documentaries you put me on to like a
Oh,
year
that's right.
back.
I forgot I put you on those. I might if somebody watches this and tags me on Twitter, I'll share the docs with them too. But yeah, those were game changers for me. Yeah, even last night in his show when Nick was talking about SH, he was saying he was like, and even in SH, and he was like, I'm just gonna say what we are told about SH. Insofar as SH really happened, like he was like, look, I don't want to get sued for $1 billion here, but like
Yeah.
we all kind of know this, we kind of know the score with that.
So we should
So
make a statement right now. SH is real. It
yeah, SH is
happened,
so
and
real,
it's
and
very real.
nothing but solidarity with the families and the victims, of course, because I don't want to lose my family. But yeah, I think we could probably move on from that. It's just kind of glad we're moving beyond this cheap political
But
point
it is
scoring.
interesting because I always use my anthropology study as the AWFLs I'm friends with in real life that like to go on the Instagram stories, and it was your run of the mill, but then like they post that and the next one it's drinks at the tiki bar.
Right, right. It's yeah, I mean they're getting less and less from these stories because yeah,
I
it's
just don't think anyone. I mean, okay, not cares is the wrong word.
that's not the right phrase, but I know what you
Is
mean.
desensitized the right
That's
one? Because I know
probably
that's like,
That's probably more accurate. Yeah. I mean, the left would say that's a problem. You're becoming desensitized. But it's like, I mean, at a certain point, we do just have like a nation of 350 million people, and there are a lot of psychos in this country. Just like it is what it is. Mental health resources aren't going to cut it. Stricter gun laws aren't going to cut it. Like, I'm sorry, we just have to deal
the
with what we
obvious
have.
is right there. I mean, and I mean, with Mexico City, not to keep harping, but like maybe like if you mess around a little too much, they take you up into the mountains and they never see you again
Right.
if you're a little too unstable.
or something like insane asylums. I do agree with that. Like we need to have people committed. Totally agree. But yeah, I mean, it's the internet. It's a lot of different things. People are falling into like these nihilistic rabbit holes. And it's also a lot of people who already have a proclivity for mental illness. It's not that them being transgender is making, the right wing freaks out about this, but it's not anything inherent in the ideology of transgenderism that
They're
says go.
crazy to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. You already are predisposed to crazy ideas,
Like I've
and
joked, you never met nobody's ever met an average Joe Troon.
yeah, exactly. That's never the case. It's always somebody with BPD. Some, yeah,
The
something
closest to
happened.
normal would be an FTM who's just shell shocked and
Yeah,
is quiet and kind of you don't real are very unassuming and tries to fly under the radar.
right.
That's the closest.
But the MTFs are like never like that,
No,
ever, ever
it's
like that.
always it's inherent. It doesn't happen unless you're full blown predisposed to some kind of insanity.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean that's why the last few shootings we've seen have all been from that community. There is just like a natural predisposition in that community. There's probably something deeper going on at a societal level, but what I'm saying though is that it's good that we're getting beyond this. Like, it was a Democrat shooter. No, it was a Republican shooter. It's like can we just move on, please? Can you like, yeah, I'm glad that that chapter is finally ending, at least with people under
It's the great with
30.
the grandstanding.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like Fox News
It's not
rage
to
bait.
say we shouldn't fix
Well,
certain problems however we could.
yeah, it's
It's
almost
just that it's
like,
the hollow grandstanding.
and it's like Laura Loomer was one of the worst I saw yesterday. She was trying to turn it into, because the shooter had, anti-Israel statements and, end HIAS, which is Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, which resettles immigrants and stuff. And her takeaway was like, this is what happens when you let complete rampant anti-Semitism spread across. And it's like, okay, so I love that we're turning it now. Like, keep in mind, Laura, like it was at a Catholic school. These were Catholic kids who were killed, but she wants to turn it to, have you thought about me though? It's like, of course, that's where we're at. So
That's an interesting topic that I think is, or just like the whole Israel Palestine influence and all that. That's really taken a 180 with Gen Z and like how it's not, or there's a little more pushback now.
yeah, I mean that's what Jonathan Greenblatt, the CEO of the ADL, was caught on a hot mic saying was that the reason they want to censor TikTok so much is because the younger generation is becoming anti-Israel via social media. Like that's what their big concern is. And I mean, I would be concerned about them if I about that if I were them too. It's a totally different world. You when I was the younger people's age, like that 18 to 22-year-old segment, I just didn't care about that issue. I didn't know what
Exactly.
was going on.
No, but
I was
and
indifferent.
that's something I think we could dive into sometime is how we've become a far more political society in a bad way, where I know this kind of conflicts with what we just talked about with shootings, but I think there's much less political just not caring, kind of like
Hmm.
how we grew up with. And I
Hmm.
know people in the I don't know we always mock the Gen Xers in the '90s, talk about how it was utopia, it was harmony, the '90s were perfect, man. But like
But
the 2010s, they're really I mean there was politics, but it wasn't completely in everyone's face.
yeah, 2014 and before is really the golden era of like of being able to be politically indifferent. Like, I mean, it's what we've talked about with the dating thing before.
Yeah.
You do have women now who are like, before we go on our first date, how did you vote? Like that was not a thing at all before Trump. Like not even close. And even the inklings you did get of that in 2014 and onward were just not there in 2013 or 2012,
And
like
then
not
I'd say
even close.
2014 to 16 was like the buffer period.
Hmm.
But then 16, it just everyone collectively lost their minds. And then
Yeah,
20, everyone lost their minds
re-lost
even
their minds
more.
again with COVID. Yeah, I mean it's like the tweet. I think you saw this. Somebody asked what's had more impact on the human on the human psyche or human consciousness more, 9/11 or COVID?
And
And
it's
I said
COVID and it's
it's
not even
it's
close.
not even like hands down not even close
And
because
I had,
9/11 was almost like just a news story to a lot of people
yeah.
and
I
like an
mean, it's funny.
extreme news story.
I had a handful of mutuals who were a little older than us from the New York area,
Uh-huh.
and they retweeted that. I
Yeah, man.
remember because I there's a few mutuals, a few of my New York mutuals, where it's like when they retweet something, it's like, yep, it's kind of like it landed with them, so I like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I feel with my Instagram story when I get normies from like middle school or high school that like what I said. I'm like, okay, that tells me where the normies are kind of at right now. So that's always a
Because it
good measuring point.
and that was a really good point because it really isn't even close.
No, the way that the way that COVID was incredibly personal is something that 9/11 never really, unless you had somebody who
Unless you lived there
or unless you
or
had
knew,
somebody
yeah,
who enlisted in the military because of like the war or something, but even that's kind of impersonal.
it
COVID
had
was
less of a
deeply
fact
personal.
because it ruined everyday life. It ruined routines.
Right.
It truly torpedoed. well, I guess you could say the entire world, but from a localized standpoint, it ruined the lives, or it impeded the lives of 350 million people
Yeah, and I mean it's also just the
for
fact that
really a year, for a full year.
exactly. It's the fact that also that 9/11 was one day and COVID was like you can remember what you were doing for like a full year basically.
There's different stages of it.
Yeah,
Like you have the early vacation stage, like, oh, this is sweet. I'm off work. Like, yeah, I'm getting like half pay, but I'm off work. I can just work
exactly.
out all day, chill, and like, and then you have kind of where it starts to warm up in June, right before Floyd, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, this is getting a little out of hand. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, and you
And
have
then you
the
have the
BLM thing,
summer,
the summer of Floyd. Yeah,
then you
yeah,
have the
exactly.
election, then you go into then there was like the whole chaos from the early days of the
J6
Biden or the
J6
Biden
was insane.
J6. Then you have
Yeah.
the early days of the Biden administration where you're kind of like, how
Well,
far are they going to take this?
yeah, then
Are,
you had the vaccine mandates, which was a whole
yeah,
other thing. Exactly. Yeah,
and
man.
that's why I like, and that's why I do get really, really irritated when the irony leftists go, "What lockdown? LOL."
Yeah, yeah, it's so well, those were the same people that were saying if you stepped outside of your house, you were killing
Exactly,
people. Like those were the
and
same people.
it's like, no, 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 I wasn't. Like,
Yeah, I
really, we
mean,
just got to like chill.
yeah, no, that's complete revisionism. They always do that. They do that with everything. Yeah,
Every
like what
possible
lockdown?
thing.
Yeah, yeah. But
Like,
yeah,
actually, you weren't. They didn't shutter you in your house and stand outside with a gun threatening to kill you.
right, right. Or they didn't hold, they didn't say, oh no, they didn't say you're killing your grandparents if you go see them at their house. You know what I mean? Like, no, you were
Yep.
definitely saying that for sure. Yeah, man. But we can probably turn the page from there if you want to jump into the Raja Jackson saga. We can do that
Yeah, and
next.
that's an interesting one because I mean, I have a few friends who do local indie wrestling, and obviously, two of them they have aspirations to go as high as they can in it.
Okay.
But so I kind of have like a little insight on like the indie wrestling scene, and it is interesting because one of my good buddies who does wrestling, he's also black. So I've had talked about this with him, and he has a very he has a very weird take on all this. That's not
Okay.
very. That's kind of just like he says it's from like the wrestling insider, but it's just tribalism.
Yeah, so what's yeah, well, okay, so he's black, so that's kind of his okay, I see what you're saying. Um so I guess we can just go chronologically. So do you want to just kind of break it down? I assume that if people are watching this, they should know what the Raja Jackson thing is, but do you want to just
So
summarize it briefly?
basically, his dad is Quentin Rampage Jackson, famous UFC fighter, and
See,
I
I didn't know that.
guess
I didn't know that either. I people were saying Rampage Jackson, like I was like, I don't know who that is, but okay, interesting.
well, he wasn't as big as he could have been in UFC. UFC, he was on like the reality show, and like I don't know if he ever actually held the belt, but he was like a big name, but he kind of like I won't go and say Charles Barkley because Barkley was a great player, but like that type of fighter where he never was like the champ, but
Yes.
he was always kind of close or on the verge of it, or and so like he's got some fame. So I didn't know his son is a streamer, I
Right.
guess, and was
Right.
invited to this local wrestling show, which is run by former WWE wrestler Rikishi.
Okay, I've heard of Rikishi. Okay.
He's a Samoan out of Northern California. His sons are the Usos, and they're big names at WWE right now, and have been for like the last decade. But so basically, this was a promotion that actually I think had a partnership with WWE.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I won't just jump around, but I'll get to like, so basically, and this is the thing with a lot of these indie promotions is they're not super professional
Uh-huh.
in the sense with like, so like, I'll use WWE for example, and they had Travis Scott, and I don't know if you ever saw the video, but they had Travis Scott do a run out to the ring,
Yes, and
And
it was a similar situation to this.
yeah, and he kind of just smacked Cody Rhodes as hard as he could in the head.
Uh-huh.
Granted, like I think Cody said it ruptured his eardrum or like did some damage to his eardrum. But
Okay.
the
Yeah, I
point
did see
is,
that.
like, they do that, but they also like really sit people like celebrities they bring in down, like Jelly Roll, who
Uh-huh.
I could rant on for being for for someone I don't like. But he, I guess, had been spending a lot of time at like the WWE Center in Orlando, where they teach you every little thing they can. And I
Uh-huh.
don't know if AEW or AEW ever does that because that's the only other one that I think gets famous people. But so like WWE makes a point to really be like, this is how we do it. This is how it's done. This is what you should do. And granted, it might not work.
Uh-huh.
It could just go in one ear out the other. But like a promotion like this, they're not like talking about things ahead of time.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
And so that's where this video comes in this is the one where so the story goes that Psycho Stu, the big white guy,
Uh-huh.
he supposedly thought Raja was in on like without talking about it behind the scenes, he thought he was like in on it and they were gonna kind of work an angle and that's why
Yeah.
he did the beer thing. So like
That's
you can
what
play
the
the
beer
video
can
now.
Yeah, that's what the beer can thing was. So this isn't the beer can video.
Oh.
This is Raja accepting Psycho Stu's apology.
Oh yeah, because that's the other thing I was gonna bring up is let's watch this because
Okay.
I mean that's the thing. Like it was apologized for,
Right. And
and
okay.
that's some misinformation about this. Is there's a lot of idiots who are like, oh, it's revenge because he did that to him. It's like they already talked. So
Revenge
yeah.
a week later. A week later. So a week before, I
Oh,
think
that was a
this,
week before.
yes, it was a week before
Oh
where
my
he hit him
god.
with a beer can. And so Psycho Stu hits him with a beer can over the head. And we could probably pull that up too, but this is them basically burying the axe right here.
Is there no sound? There's no sound on my end.
I Oh, no sound on your end?
No.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, my bad. Here we go. Okay, cool. So here you go.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were working. Camera. I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, too. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. I apologize. I appreciate it.
Right there.
I didn't know. I thought
Yeah. See,
He
and
said, "I
that-
apologize. I appreciate it." That's
and then
settled.
the other guy said, "We're always sorry. We're always working. We're trying to do angles." So yeah, and he said, "I got." So with this thing. I truly think he's just super low IQ, and
Right.
he full on just blacked out because in the moment.
Well, hold on. I mean, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I mean, half of his brain. I mean, look, we have the sloped forehead, the front of the forehead, and I'm very proud to have a big forehead in this case. The front of the forehead is the prefrontal cortex with decision making, impulse control. So we have the slope, not much development going on in the front. Just saying, not to get into phrenology here, but there might be something there. But yeah, he is just super low impulse control, low IQ, felt disrespected, and basically what I heard is that I guess we can look at the next video really quick. I'm not going to show all of it because one of my videos got age restricted. The Cincinnati video I did of the white couple that was getting their head stomped in.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to risk them like age restricting this video, so I'm going to cut it off when he starts punching him. But this is what actually happened. So the match is going on. And there's this video that kind of tells me that it wasn't just a part of the match. There's one specific thing he does. just going to stop it there.
The freeze frame.
Yeah, you can probably tell what happens here if you're watching this video. He punches him 22 consecutive times. Psycho Stu was pretty much incapacitated from the minute Raja threw him on the ground.
And that's the thing, like in wrestling, they call it a botch. So
Okay.
so that was, I think it could be one of those things where maybe, and this is just like benefit of the doubt, which isn't really a real benefit of the doubt, but what could have happened is when he slammed him on his head, he was he wasn't expecting to completely knock him out. So maybe like when he started punching, he would have rolled over and covered his head, and then or it would have, because one thing wrestlers do is, and John Cena's really notoriously really bad at this, they're whispering to each other the whole match.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they do all those moves, is they whisper. Then John Cena's notorious. You can find YouTube clips of him, like, he has no impulse control sometimes, and he'll accidentally yell out, "Throw me into the rope."
Oh,
and he's supposed to whisper it. So it's real funny where it's like there's like a whole compilation of Cena doing that, like on live TV. But
Yeah,
basically,
no, go. You're good.
I was gonna say, so basically, maybe, but I also don't. I think he just fully blacked out.
That's what I see too. The way he pulls up his pants right here is the same thing you see in all these black street fights when they're about to square up with someone and they pull up the pants really quick, like they're about to just start knocking him out. This is that's what they do before, like their pants could be totally fine around their waist. Before they go to town on someone, you get the quick belt adjustment and then they just start wailing. I think that like you're saying, I think he just blacked out. And even if they had made amends before, I think he just saw red and was like, this is my chance to get revenge. The other aspect is that apparently his chat was calling him a bitch or something, or calling him weak in the week before this. So then you have this video after the fight. This is very telling too.
This one was crazy.
This is very telling because this kind of
So my buddy, who I said had like the kind of iffy opinions, I showed him this video. He goes, "No, man, he's working. He's working.
No.
That was his whole thing. He goes, "Nah, this whole thing's just like a work, and like it's a work." And I'm like, I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's what Nick Fuentes was saying on his show, because he was a wrestling fan when he was a kid also, and he was just throwing out the idea that it could be a work.
There's just way too much that I don't think it is.
Yeah,
so basically, how I mentioned WWE had an affiliation, so like because the show, it's run by a WWE Hall of Famer, Rikishi, and so I think, and it's out of California, so he gets all his, so it's like a school for the Samoans, and apparently WWE just said, nope, we are not affiliated anymore right after this.
Oh, wow.
They stripped the affiliation of like partnership.
Doesn't that tell you that it's not a work then?
Exactly.
Right? Like, why would they do that if it was a work, you know?
Exactly.
But this video is crazy to me. This is probably, like, if I were
That's
them,
somebody who just committed felonious assault.
Exactly. Like, this is a video I would use in court if I were the prosecutors. Like, exactly. So let's just hear what this is the definition of just low impulse control, because he's really not even talking about it from like a self-defense kind of thing. He's talking about it purely based on like, I was disrespected. And
it kind of reminds me of the video, the infamous concept of time video that went around this week.
Oh,
there's no future thought. It's just in the moment.
Well, it's also like that that Hegel quote that I shared. We looked at it one time on the show, but Hegel said in 1831, he said that they have no appreciation for life, and that if they feel disrespected, they will like kill themselves, basically. Like they will self-immolate. And that's really what you're seeing here. So yeah, here we go.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Playing with me, bro.
One of them a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
What is it with the repeating? Have you noticed that too?
Oh yeah.
The repeating. I've told my wife before, if she's ever in like a bad area or like has an inkling
Remember
that
when
something.
remember when I was getting my oil changed, I was texting you that
Yes,
story about the
exactly.
guy threatening to kill the old lady
Yes,
behind the counter because
yes, exactly.
she carded him on White Owls.
Exactly.
And I said he repeated the same thing. On like the fourth time he started repeating, or I
Yeah.
should say on the fourth time he repeated. He just kept repeating, and that's actually one of the very
Yes.
insightful point.
If you hear the repeating, that's when you know either something just happened that was horrible or something horrible is about to happen. That's literally like the brain
It's the brain
getting
short
over
circuiting.
it's short circuiting. Like he doesn't know what else to say. He doesn't have the tools to know what else to
He's
say.
stuck on one train of thought.
Come on, man. We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a
Let's go.
fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go,
You
Roger.
can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with
Roger,
me, bro.
Roger, let's go.
You can't fuck with me.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you try.
Who tried to
He's
jump
too
him?
stupid. He's conflating wrestling with real life. He actually,
Yeah, you're right.
he doesn't.
You're
It's
right.
like he doesn't understand that wrestling is fake. It's like they explained it to him, which it's funny because it's like everyone knows wrestling's fake, and like, so it's like, here's the thing: there's a lot of shows, and even if you look at and I've seen the promotional posters for this exact promotion, it's a very, very black industry. So
Okay. I didn't
that's
know
like
that.
the interesting thing. Like there's there's a lot of the local scenes. It's very popular amongst black, like younger black people to like,
Yeah, I have
it's a
heard that
great
actually.
because they can, it's like, and I that's the funny thing is a lot of the actually every indie wrestler I know is a local scene, which is probably like 4 or 5 from the gym I go to. They're all black. And
That's
it's like,
interesting.
and it's interesting because it's like he almost doesn't get it, where it's not just like they can't just pull the white wrestlers didn't explain to him that it's fake. Like he just straight up doesn't get wrestling's fake because he must be really stupid,
Yeah.
and his brain just short circuited and was like, and instead of just be like, oh, this is fake, let me just like pretend they're, because a lot of people who do wrestling, their favorite thing to do is sell. So they talk about like the most fun they have is when they take the punches and they fall back and go, oh.
Okay.
It's like they say like, and that's actually like what they've been told. Like if they want to make it to the next level, you have to be good at selling.
Okay.
So but I think with Raja, he comes from his dad being a UFC fighter, and he probably never watched wrestling growing up.
Yeah.
That he doesn't understand that like you might catch a stray every few punches, but like the whole thing's fake. So then you take your punch, but then you whisper in the guy, or then like you do the whisper, and then you get your offense in, and they sell for you. So it's like it's like a takes two to tango thing.
Yeah, the inability to just rein it in reminds me of a different convo we've had about fights within sports. So like whenever you hear like whenever you see like a hockey fight happen, inevitably
why can't they do this in the NBA?
Why they don't the NBA players fight? I think we all know the answer to that. And it's like, yeah, we do all know the answer to that. It's just not what you're thinking. If you
it is what they're thinking. It actually is. But
I think what they're thinking is that they just don't want they don't want the optics of black men fighting. And it's like, no, that's not even it. It's that you don't have the ability to rein it in. If you let NBA players fight, you would get Malice at the Palace every other night. Every night.
You would have to put glass around the court like it's hockey.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that honestly baseball is pretty good at this too.
And somebody would get killed. I think there would actually be hits out there. People would be putting hits on each other, or like there would be a lot of ops.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You would have a lot more retaliation in the NBA.
But the retaliation would be like off the court.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you would have that. I mean, you already started to get that, not to go too far off the path here, but you already kind of got that with Ja Morant a couple years ago, where he was like riding in an Escalade with like three of his friends next to the Indiana Pacers bus, shining like a laser in their bus to like threaten them. Like you would get that times 10, actually.
Yeah, well,
Um,
because you would get the cousins and brothers and
right,
like childhood friends basically going up. Because with hockey, and this is what we've talked about, it's one on one. When it ends, and the game goes on.
right.
That's it. That's it. They know how to police themselves. They know how to. It's impulse control.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, we're gonna fight right now, but we're just gonna get that. We're gonna get this out. If I win, my team gets a little hyped up, but like it is what it is. I mean, granted, it might have been different in the day, but you almost never have the benches clear in the NHL, in the modern
exactly.
NHL.
Well, and even in baseball, where you do get benches clearing, they're able to
It's
wrap it
never
up
actually a fight, too. It's
because
baseball. It's
if
like
if
posturing.
if baseball were the NBA, you would have all the players showing out with bats. They would be swinging bats at each other.
Exactly.
Like you just can't do it in the NBA. And Raja Jackson is like literally the embodiment of why you cannot do that. Like it's just a perfect example. Yeah.
It's
So
it's true, and it really is the most like tired take on sports, in my opinion, because it always comes up every year. It always comes up of why can't they fight? Why can't they fight? Like
yeah,
you don't want to see what that looks like.
we already saw what that would look like. Malice at the Palace in 2004, and it was the worst moment in NBA optics history to the point that
Yeah,
they had to change the players. Well, I think even before that, they were changing the players' dress code because they didn't want that image. Because in the post Michael Jordan years, the NBA was kind of searching for what its image, its market, its aesthetic would be. And then you had Allen Iverson come in '99 and completely changed it to rap
which it's
culture.
funny because it's kind of it's horseshoe almost because now you just have a bunch of suburban kids
I know, right?
from former athletes.
Exactly. Or like you get these like Oklahoma City Thunder kids where they're just basically like an AAU team and they don't
Yeah,
drink
they're
and
just like they just watch anime and play Fortnite.
yeah. And they don't want to party because like that's a bad look or something, you know. Um so yeah, let's see what Rampage had to say.
Do you have the clip of him and Sneeko when Sneeko first showed him the clip and he actually like face palmed and was like, "Oh no,"
Oh no, wait, hold on, let me see. I can get that.
because he was live with Sneeko
That's
during this.
right. Oops. Is it
They were sitting down.
oh, is it this one?
No,
No, no, no,
or
no.
they were sitting down. It was from someone was film.
This
Yeah, it's
one.
that one.
Oh no.
It was really bad. It was really bad. That's what chat was saying. They said it was bad.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows that it's bad because he's just sitting there expressionless. He knows this is bad.
One of the funniest things, and it actually, my buddy Jeff had a really good point, and he tweeted this out a while ago. And when I thought about it, it's true. One really kind of weird thing about American society is it doesn't. You have to almost kill somebody to get jail time for assault. I feel like I've seen. I feel like it's one of those things that it's weirdly there's a lot of assaults that are like weird slap on the wrist when like in theory they should be a felony.
Yeah, you would have to kill someone. unless it's like,
You
I mean,
paralyze them.
unless it's like a white person on a black person,
True. Then it's
because
just pushing them.
I think a lot of, remember the Montgomery boat brawl last summer,
The
or maybe two,
yeah.
the
Yep,
Montgomery
the chair.
black people, the chair thing. Yeah, that was 2023 actually. Damn, that was 2 summers ago. Those white people did face assault charges. So
It's crazy.
if the racial dynamics are correct, in the eyes of the law, then they will seek assault. But if it's two black people against each other, or a black person against a white person, no assault. You'll maybe get like disorderly conduct, maybe.
Or you'd get like some kind of misdemeanor like fine.
Yeah.
Like you don't really get a felony unless it's really, really bad. Like aren't like the Cincinnati people, they're not getting a felony, I thought.
No. They the last I heard is that they were being charged with some misdemeanor. I think it was like disorderly conduct. Because what they'll do in those cases is all they'll try to do is find any reasonable way to say that they were defending themselves. So like in the Cincinnati case, all they had to do was pull up the video, and that you didn't see anything before this, but you saw the video of the white guy like pushing a black guy's face away from him. And then next thing you know, his head is getting stomped in, but they're going to say it was self-defense. And because the public outcry was enough, they'll go with like disorderly conduct or something. It's ridiculous, man.
It's crazy. I mean, that's another weird thing where it's funny today. Some of the discourse I saw was, we're already over incarcerated. It's like, actually, no.
No, we're under incarcerated.
I think we could stand. We could stand to put $5 billion to build more prisons.
The thing is that the only way, let me stop sharing really quick. The only way that you really think that we're under incarcerated is if you don't want to build any more prisons. Yes, we are over incarcerated today based on the amount of prison space we have. But if we built more prisons, we wouldn't be under incarcerated. We wouldn't be over incarcerated.
You don't even. It's not even a racial thing. Like you can.
No, I agree.
I mean, obviously,
it's
the math always comes out its own way, but
it's largely it would end up being a racial thing. But I know what
it
you're
would.
saying,
But that's the thing. Like nobody. I mean that, just especially in the last few years, everyone, if you ask them, like, if you ask them, do you feel more scared? And we've talked about this with bars. Like, do you feel scared going down to Water Street? Yeah, I don't go down there anymore. So you think we have a crime problem? No. That's not it at all. It's so it's like and the thing is, there's so much more crime now. I don't care what the numbers say.
Oh,
it's that it's less people report it, and police don't file stuff. I remember, so somebody once intercepted a check I wrote from my business account out of the mail, and it was a $300 check, and they wrote a 4 in front of the 3, and then they just sloppily forged it. They found somewhere to cash it.
Of course.
And so, but again, that's $4,300.
Yeah,
the bank.
That's felony.
This is a different bank. I won't say which bank, but I switched banks after this whole ordeal. Basically, the bank, I showed them the picture of the check because I could pull it from online, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is a really bad forge." I'm like, "Okay," but they were like, "Well, we didn't cash it." I'm like, "But you have to find out where, because the money came out of my account." And they were like, "Well, we can't do anything about it." And so nobody stamped the check too. So they found somewhere that plays ball with them.
Yeah.
So I go down to the main courthouse downtown where they have a financial crimes division. And, on paper, anything over $1,000 is larceny.
Right.
Guess what? Apparently it's not anymore, because when I went down there, I said, so they have a metal detector at the gates of it's the big precinct with where county jail, courthouse, all that's connected. So I get there, and it's this, and it's like, it's the grumpy white cop that all the Matt Walshes would laud as like based, quote unquote.
Right.
But he was working the metal detector. And I said, I need to go, and they always ask you what you're there for. So if you're there for I should have just lied and said I was there for fingerprints, or bartender license or something I wasn't there for. But I said, I was like, well, somebody forged a check out of my account, and I need to speak to financial crimes. He goes, well, how much money was it? I said $4,300. He goes, $100,000 minimum to talk to financial crimes.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, and I was like,
Wow.
my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I was like, well, I want to file a report. And he rolled his eyes, pulled out a paper, goes, you have to file it with me. And
oh
was
my,
just, and he was scolding me and yelling at me the whole time. And I'm like, somebody stole $4,300 from me in a sloppily forged check.
yeah,
And I said, I was so mad. I said to him, I said, shouldn't the Milwaukee police know that somebody out there is cashing sloppily forged checks?
that's insane. I mean, to hear a
And he,
story like that and think that crime is just naturally going
but
down is
he also
ridiculous.
said the classic line as soon as I said I had $4,300 stolen, I want to file a report. He goes, well, what do you think we're going to do about it?
I mean, at the very least, this creates a pattern. Like maybe you see this thing happen a lot, and then
And
like
like maybe
there's a reason you report crimes. Like what?
yeah, and I want and like and that's when I went on about how I was like, well, maybe there's a corner store out there that's illegally cashing checks. Wouldn't that be a big thing to shut down?
Yeah,
And he just like rolled his eyes. So I made him file a police report, and he hated every second of it. So
that's
then at the end, he
insane,
goes, "Do you
man.
have any documents?" I showed him the scan of the check. He goes, "Oh God, this is the worst forged check I've ever seen." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's the
know.
point.
That's
That's
why
literally
I'm
the point.
here." So the crazy thing is I guess I will say the bank. Chase said, "Well, we can't give you the money back because U.S. So all we can do is ask U.S. Bank to refund the money." And then they're like, "Yeah, we called U.S. Bank and they said we can't. They won't refund the money." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And they're like, "Yeah, they."
Wow.
So, and then I was like, "But I was like, it meets every criteria of a forged check,
Right,
or just like a crime. Everything about it's a crime."
right.
And they were like, "Yeah, we know it's a crime." So then, luckily, I knew a lawyer who I use for little stuff that charges me virtually nothing because he's just like a semi-retired who still needs something to do.
Right.
And he wrote something on his letterhead in the right language, sent it to Chase, and then I got the money back in 3 days.
Oh, wow, man. But
But
see,
the point, it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I totally get it.
Had I not been fortunate enough to like know a lawyer who does stuff pro bono for me, that's
Exactly.
a lot of money.
Yeah, man. I mean, and the irony, or not even irony, just the messed up part is that if you were going 55 and a 45, you would get a ticket, and if you didn't show up to
Exactly.
court, you would get a warrant, and they would like you'd get arrested for your
If
warrant
I
for a
miss my
speeding ticket.
registration, if I miss my registration by like a day and get pulled over, I'm getting a ticket. Oh, here's the exit. There's another great part of this. So the person whose name was on the check, because they used whiteout to, it might have been going to like the electric company or something,
Uh-huh.
but you could clearly see they used whiteout. So I CCAP the name, and the guy had like multiple felonies. So
Of
that's the
course,
other
yeah.
thing I said to the cop. I said, "Oh no!" So this is what I said to the cop. I said, here's the name. I looked him up. He's got a record. Can't you? Doesn't this warrant, sending some people down to his house? He said, you
Of
watch too many
course.
TV shows.
No, oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. That's insane, man. Yeah, I mean, I wish they treated roofie victims like that, to be honest with you. But instead, if a woman said she got roofied, they would send over like
They kicked down
SVU
the
squad.
door, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
SVU
Where are the
squad,
drugs? Where are the drugs? Like, yeah,
sting
dude. I mean,
operation at a bar.
yeah, they would devote unironically, they would devote resources to that. That's insane, man.
But when you get 4,000, when you get like 4 grand stolen from you, you're the asshole for reporting it.
Of course, man. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that covers the Rampage Jackson or the Raja Jackson thing. It's just insane, man. It's just more of the same. I mean, that video of him, like, let's just say it was a work, right? Just the video of him repeatedly punching an incapacitated guy.
I
Part
feel
of
like if there was a video of Carmelo leaving the track, that would be exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is with that video, it just sends up the alert the red flags in you because you've seen that video 100 times before. So it's like, yeah, okay, maybe that's a work. I'm gonna say 90% no, it's not. But like, come on, we've seen this story play out, and yeah, I mean, there's a reason black fatigue is happening right now. That's a real thing that's happening with people, 100%. Um, But yeah, I think we could probably just really quick at the end, just because this is kind of a pig story. Um, we can do
Taylor and Kelce, they
we can do
finally
the
got engaged.
yeah, we can do the Taylor Swift Kelce thing. Not too much to say here. I just kind of wanted to extrapolate a little bit from what I'm
It's funny.
seeing.
I when I saw this, I was like, I'm not saying one word about this because it's one of those crazy things where I feel like no matter like if you're too negative about it, it's a bad look, and if you're too positive about it, it's a bad
Completely
look.
agree. I completely agree. So, so how I feel about Taylor Swift is I am not in this cringe conservatard camp of like she's a democratic plant and she's actually a Satanist and her music is meant to make little girls whores. And it's like, okay, can we calm down a little bit? She makes cringe like love songs for girls, like
She makes
whatever.
cringe music for a girl who making 90K a year in an office.
Exactly. This is not the way I always put it is if I caught my daughter when she's old enough to listen to music, if I caught my daughter listening to Taylor Swift, I would not like freak out and like say you can't listen to music anymore.
It's not
It's
Cardi
not,
B.
yeah, exactly. That's usually the exact, or like Meg the Stallion. Like if I heard that, like that's not something I would allow. Now, this is not that serious. And I also don't buy into the this is like a plot by the Democrats because she campaigned for Biden. Like she's just a normie 20 or a normie 35-year-old woman. Like it's not that complicated. But what I have seen from the right wing, and not even right wing guys, right? Or maybe that one right wing guy, Doomer, I think he was being a little bit
Well, it's funny. He walked it back. I
yeah, he
swear
did.
he walked it back and
He
was like,
did.
she's still not gonna get the TFR or replacement rate.
Exactly. Exactly. But the right wing women did stick with that talking point, and they said Taylor Swift is a model for all young girls to go get married and have kids. And it's like, okay, let's hold off on that too.
Oh my
Look,
God.
she is now, if she was doing this at the age of 22, 23, 24, even, and marrying like some Chad, well, Travis Kelce is not Chad. We'll get into him in a second. If that were the case,
Chad
I would,
adjacent.
he's like what women think a Chad is. But well, let's get to him in a sec. But if she were doing that in her early 20s, okay, then maybe I would be like, wow, that's pretty good. That's a role model. Okay. She's doing this at 35. Okay. Let's not
Well,
trip
after
over
a long
ourselves.
tabloid list of ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, like and when you're famous like this, you do have to assume that you're not marrying a virgin or something. Like, okay, that's okay. But we have like a laundry list of boyfriends here. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And it's also she's doing this at 35. She's not doing this at 21. This is not role model behavior per se. It's not the worst behavior, but also I kind of almost feel like it's giving women the out to be like in the same way that they're saying this is encouraging women to get married at 22.
No,
No, it's not. It is
it's
encouraging women to wait all their fertile years and get married at
until
35.
you end up with the 6'6" Super Bowl champ tight end.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
And then
that's pretty common.
exactly. And it's going to turn into this. Well, Taylor Swift got Travis Kelce. How much do you make, Chud? You know what I mean?
It's almost like the Richard Branson never went to college.
Mhm.
Bill Gates built the company in his garage.
Exactly. Taylor Swift married a tight end after she got done dating 20 boyfriends. I can do that too. I can build my career and get married at 35 and live happily ever after. It's like, you are not Taylor Swift, homegirl. It's like in the same way that I feel towards like some right wing guys who like love Andrew Tate or even Nick Fuentes, to be honest with you. When they hear the Nick Fuentes advice of like, when Nick is like, yeah, I'm not interested in getting married. I'm on my grind. And then you
I'm
get
just
follow
like him.
exactly.
And
You
I
get
like I
followers.
like that he kind of I wouldn't say he has contempt for like a lot of his listeners, but he does
He has
something
a
very
healthy
similar.
he has a
But
healthy contempt.
it's similar to what Red Bar does, where it's almost just like I do, I'm not like you idiots. You can
Yeah,
listen to me, but I'm not gonna kiss your ass. I'm not gonna
exactly.
be like, and that's why like it's funny when with Nick when like he made fun of that girl dad, and people were like, "This is how he talks to his listeners." It's like he's roasting the guy who pretty much threw a softball underhand right to him.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
this is just normal roasting.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
it's
think it
the
was
same
Jaden
thing.
who
Of
it's always
course.
Jaden who's like posting these weird clips and trying to get traction.
That's his career now is clip farming, Nick. It's like, yeah,
See, he's not trad. Like
yeah, it's like thank you.
nobody fucking thinks nobody
Nobody
thinks
thinks
he is.
Nick is trad. Like Nick wouldn't even say he's trad. But yeah, dude, it's the same thing with Nick. It's the same thing with Andrew Tate, like, and there are things I like about Andrew Tate, but like his followers are like very much that mentality, the equivalent
People
of
are
like Taylor
too
Swift,
in, yeah, and people are too into comparing them. Remember what I was talking about with the sober people about how all the sober people, it's like you're like an auto. It's like if you're like an auto mechanic who stops drinking in his like 30s because he watches a bunch of like self-help videos and then goes see Brad Pitt doesn't drink it. It's like you're not Brad Pitt. You didn't
Exactly.
have the 20s and 30s that Brad Pitt had.
Right, right.
So
You would all
like, and it's like everyone, and it's a I don't know if it's necessarily I would fall under the worship category, but it's just like people are a lot more celebrity obsessed than they let on, and then
yeah,
they try and play it
100%.
off like it's always like, oh, but it's a good thing I'm sober. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
but you only like, but it's like you made it your whole personality because celebrities who got to party and have fun for like a decade of their lives started going on podcasts making
and
it a
now
thing.
you're
It's like
and now
now
you're
it's like
just like them.
yeah, it's like I'm just like Taylor because she got married at 35 and so did I. It's
Exactly.
like yeah, but you're not Taylor.
Right.
Like you make 90K a year filling out spreadsheets.
Exactly. But what's funny though is that you would think like women think that guys look up to Travis Kelce. That's the funny thing
No,
is that women look
he's
up women look up to Taylor Swift and they think that the guy's version of Chad is Travis Kelce, and it's not. He is
not even
not Chad.
close.
He's not even really like cool per se. He comes off as a simp, first of all. And second of all, my biggest complaint about Kelce is that he plays same thing as his brother Jason. They play this role of like the dumb, like the
Oh, his
stupid.
brother's so much worse with his
He
stupid
is,
soccer wife.
and the oafish husband, and the like the interview where Taylor Swift announced her album, where Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift went on Jason Kelce's show. Hey, or Travis was sitting there like a total idiot while he was saying how much he admired her career, and he was like, "She's doing things that I don't even know how she. I'm just a dumb jock. I'm just a dumb kid." It's like, dude, that is not what any guy is looking up to, man. I look up to like even like total nerdy guys more than that. I hate this
I feel like as
self-deprecating
guys
thing.
we look more up to vague concepts and like not like a specific person,
It's like an
but
amount.
just like qualities.
It's like a collage of different people's traits that you
Exactly. It's
like.
never just like one person that
Yeah,
is emulated.
I've
And I mean
never
some people do that, but like
very rarely. Yeah, I
it's
haven't met a
like
single guy who has been like that. Travis Kelce, he's badass, dude. I
no,
love that.
usually
I've never seen
it's
that.
a usually as long as there's no women around, it he's referred to as a word that starts with F and ends with G, but sometimes T.
Starts with F and ends with T. Yeah, we're talking about the same word.
Yeah,
Oh
or
yeah.
sometimes G,
Three.
sometimes T.
Sometimes it's a three-letter word. Yeah, yeah. He's
Sometimes
just
it's
a
a
total.
three-letter word.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, he's a total simp. That word.
I said
And
I accidentally dropped that word when somebody brought up Pedro Pascal like a month ago, and yeah, it got a mixed reaction, but it was still funny because I just didn't
yeah,
even think.
it's funny. Yeah, it's funny dropping those words in normie culture and just seeing. It's the same thing with like calling someone a retard, just seeing where it goes. Are they going to get mad about this? And then
That's a
you
good
forget.
barometer.
It is.
That's a really because I can see like with the F slur being like the F slur that I can kind of see why people would like it kind of comes off a little more harsh, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
used in a little bit more harsh of a way, but like R that one is a really good barometer.
Yes. I'm going to send you a post about this after this call. There's a really good post about that entire topic. But yeah, man, I've never heard anyone say he's cool. He's whatever. I just really don't like the whole the self-deprecating stupid husband thing. You know,
Well,
like
I always joke about how, like, with women in sports and like taking over the marketing department. Do you remember the Asian girl who was the Chargers fan?
yes,
The fake
yes.
one?
That was the cringiest thing yes, I remember
It's
that.
like, so like that's the thing, and like I always joke that women dominate marketing, but they're absolutely terrible at it, and they
Yes.
only know how to market to each other.
Yes.
So like to that, Travis Kelce is like what they like. It's
Uh-huh.
not what guys like. That's what they think is like the quote unquote cool real man.
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly. It's like this doting husband, this adoring husband thing. And you know what? To be fair to him, I don't know. I don't even know if I would say to be fair to him because Lana Del Rey married that guy who's like
The Chad alligator
he's like a
catcher.
Chad alligator catcher in
See,
Florida.
he's
Like
more Chad.
I
He's
respect that guy.
way more.
That guy's awesome. There was a story about him talking about how he never thought he'd be like in this boat, and she was talking about how she loves him for who he is. Like I respect that a lot more than what I'm seeing on the screen here. But um, yeah, I'm just not a Travis Kelce, not a Jason Kelce fan,
No.
really. Just don't like the whole dynamic. I mean, he doesn't really have a choice because she's just like infinitely more wealthy than him. So he has to play into whatever game is going on.
But it's funny
Like,
because he's not poor.
no, he's not poor, but somebody had a tweet. It was like, this prenup is about to be longer than any book Travis Kelce has ever read in his
Yes.
life. And that's true. Like, dude, he's gonna get the talking to from the lawyers. Like, dude. I I think I don't know if it's gonna last. I'm not
She
getting into
tricks him into
predictions,
doing a
but
reverse one so she can take him to the
yeah,
cleaners.
like, dude, and he's the type that would be like, I'm not gonna read it. I'm in this for love. And ever and the
And it's like,
women
oh,
would like,
actually, all your earnings are going to Taylor now.
no, yeah, and you know, he would say that. He would say, I'm not reading this prenup. I have no need to. You would never wrong me. And it's like, hey man, be careful, bro.
You know what would be funny is like if this is like only a year-long thing, and then she doesn't even get a kid out of it.
I know. See, that's what I've heard people say, but they have enough money to where they can do they can
It
just do
doesn't matter.
the IVF thing. They can just like build a baby in a lab. Like the when you have enough like the wall is and this is gonna be what gets interesting when
The wall is for normies.
exactly the wall is for the sub millionaire class. And increasingly that number is going to get higher as inflation and cost of living goes up. But increasingly you're going to see the wall not really matter. And even mentioning the wall will be like low class coded. I think that's what you're going to see in the future. But
It is.
that's what's
No, that's a really good point.
that's my prediction as the technology gets better, like JF talked about on his show with Richard a few months ago. As that happens, you're going to see the wealthy not even think of the wall anymore, and it'll be like low class coded to even say like you're past childbearing years. Like that works now, but just wait until like we're not even in the first chapter of that yet. So,
Yeah, it is interesting how a lot of Prague stuff is a lot more high class coded and a lot of more kind of right wing stuff is low class coded.
it is, yeah. I mean, Hanania talks about that a lot. He says conservatives or liberals read, conservatives watch TV. Like that's real.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, I mean, I mean, that's part of why they are magnetized towards progressive ideas is because it comes with high status symbol, like with high
Yeah.
status to be like, yeah, I'm accepting of
It
gays, like
there's
being
not even an optics war anymore. It's over.
no, no, the only place it exists where it's acceptable to be not acceptable, but like where it still plays to be high class and kind of like either racist or homophobic or something is when you're so far beyond on the far right of the bell curve that like you don't like it is kind of high status to be like I'm gonna say whatever I want. I don't care about like
But you
I don't
need so
I
much
don't
money behind you to do that. It's like,
yeah,
and
but
that
like
is the thing. Or
well
where,
to even have a job where or to even make money in a way where you don't have like a permanent guillotine hanging over your neck if you say the wrong words. That is kind of high class coded, but that's a very tiny percentage of people.
well, and it's hard because I own a business, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of stuff that if I said it, I might lose. Like my business requires customers, and
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, Grant, it's funny because like I have customers that go all across the political spectrum. Like it's like depending on what they are too. Like I guess it's funny because like Home Flipper is a very based
yeah, I could see that.
occupation,
Yeah,
but they always come across in the low class way.
yeah,
Even with money, it doesn't matter if they make $1 million a year doing 3 homes a year. It always like they do it in the very low class, lowbrow way.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see it attracting a lot of people who want to make a quick buck. You know what I mean?
Well, it's mainly just the tax. It's mainly people who hate taxes. That's kind of
Mm,
like the root of like the home flippers because they get completely crushed on taxes.
mm,
Because, granted, I'm not even gonna say it's a bad thing because it kind of keeps it in check, but
right.
they get crushed on taxes. So taxes is like you mention taxes and their eyes go lasers.
That's funny, man. Yeah, I could see that. I could easily see that with that profession. Um, but yeah, man, I think we can probably wrap it up there if you're down.
Yeah, and I probably next episode will have a
There'll
more
be,
more news.
yeah, yeah, we can probably string more things together, and if not, we always have our trusty gender, Miss Dugan, that we can always tap into if we
Oh
need to.
yeah, no, she posted some. We will post her. We got to do the whole
I
summer
know we will.
summer school for boys before it becomes too much of fall. Where
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
that's true.
gist of it, it's a cute English teacher has an Instagram account, and she did a woman splaining on how guys should date, and it was a whole series she did.
Yeah, yeah, we could I still want to do an episode this weekend if you're down. Maybe
Yeah,
Saturday or something. Maybe we could do that if nothing else in the news pops off.
sounds good to me.
All right, man. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, subscribe to or follow SW on Twitter at snowmed34, SNOWMED34, and then I'm Jordan B Videos, VIDE0S on Twitter, and then just Jordan B Videos, VIDEOS on YouTube. So hope you guys enjoyed, and SW, I'll talk to you soon, man.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, later.